Hey, good morning, folks. How you guys doing? We're gonna do some artwork today, so give me a second here to check in on my signal. If you're, oops, let me get that screen in out of the way. If you're new to the channel, welcome to it. If you know what's going on, skip ahead a minute because I'm gonna go through my intro stuff. But if you are new to the channel, thanks a lot for taking a minute to swing through. We're going to do some social media posts real quick and make sure that my signal is coming through loud and clear. Yeah, that sounds loud and clear. So I'll go ahead and drop my volume down here to keep it out of the way. I'm going to grab the link here. I'm going to do some real fast social media, and we're almost done. So I do artwork Monday through Fridays in the morning. I create role-playing games, I illustrate them, and then I publish them online. And we've been focusing attention on creating content for Dungeons & Dragons 5th edition using the new 2024 rules. In the Eberron campaign setting, this is the Crystals of Mavar. It's an adventure for 7th and 8th level characters. We're finding necromancers, undead, and demons in the Carnwood of Karnath on the continent of Corvair. So if you think this stuff is cool today, and we're trying to climb to 1,000 subscribers, so if you think this stuff is cool, like, subscribe, and hit the bell icon for notifications when we're live in the future. Thanks a lot. We have new subscribers today already. God bless you guys. I really appreciate it. Here's a bunch of books that I've created that are on the DMsGuild. They all have free previews, so you can check out my art and ideas in these books as well. This will be joining them shortly. And then we're going to start a new book. So I'm thinking this one, I wanted this book to be done in December, but it'll probably be January. So, but we're getting really, really close to done. So this is the book cover we created on episode 40. And hey, Diff, it's good to see you, my guy. And here's the page that we're currently working on. Again, just to explain how it works, this is a PDF document. It's only meant to be viewed digitally. I'm not printing it. It's not an actual physical book that I'm creating. And because of that, I don't have the constraints of normal paper medium. So I can reshape the pages to be whatever I want. And so we're making a 16:9 format page. So horizontally, it'll fit on your device. And if you turn it upward, it's also 16:9. So each individual column will fit on screen as well, depending on the orientation of your device. So we're doing monster art right now. We're making a bunch of tokens. Although like the Spectre and the Shambling Mound, these things already exist and there's already art for it. I like making art. So I make these books so I can be my own art director, so I can hire myself to make the art that I would like to see in the books that I make. So I don't get paid to do art, I get paid to sell books, and I get to put my art in those books and then share the unified vision of being both what words am I trying to find here? Yeah, the ideas that I have, and then I get to portray them and demonstrate them the way that I would like to. So I feel very blessed to be able to work both sides of the equation. And although it's a slower grind to gain popularity and growth, to be a designer first, and then like a public-facing content creator second, this is a means that I can basically do this stuff forever, because I'm never going to stop painting. It's not like the muse in me is going to be quiet. She's always going to have me push into a new project. This way I can share what it is that I'm doing, and it'll resonate with the people that it's supposed to see. Hey, what's up? Yeah, I know, right? I have collaborated with a lot of creators in the past, and I am so blessed because they are constantly struggling to try to find art that's going to work for the vision that they have, or they have to retreat and accept that AI is the way that they're going to get the art that they need. Otherwise, how are they going to get it? So there used to be a lot of freelance illustration work in doing just book art, spot art, monster art, character art. But unless you are opposed to AI, why would you hire somebody to do these things? Like a painting can cost anywhere from $5,000 to $5,000, depending on what the piece is and who's doing it and what the demands are. And I can see why people that are in it for the business would want to use AI because it really drops the cost of production. The only reason I started making books is because I couldn't get paid well enough for the artwork that I wanted to make for the projects I was being recruited into. So I didn't want to shortchange the people that were hiring me. So the only solution was I should hire myself, so I don't have to, as an art director, bitch about the cost of art, and as an artist, bitch about the cost I'm getting paid. It's like, just like you said, Def, getting my cake and eating it too. The price for doing that is slow growth. And that is fine. That is fine by me. I have very specialized interests, and I resonate with my tribe. I'm a big Magic the Gathering enthusiast in RPG. I'm a big Spelljammer enthusiast in RPG, and I'm a big Dominion scaling like Dominion style of play, like the old school OSR build a king, like Kingmaker or 4X. I'm big into I guess that's probably the best way of putting it. 4X style of games and RPGs. So like those are my three big passions in role playing games, and I get to make books for all three of those things. It's so fucking fun. So hopefully this stuff resonates with you guys. But so the 16 by 9 format with a 12-point font, which is 10 inches tall and 17 inches wide. This allows me to take all the text that would normally be in a block. So we have, in this instance, all these creatures are just a single column. But the really big monsters with shitloads of stuff in the monster manuals, they fit in 2 columns. And that's a pretty efficient model to utilize. So this format of book in PDF, that if it's only intended for PDF, I'm really finding that just leaning into that medium is really paying back dividends big time. So I'm going to rebuild the Color Mana books. We've got a Bastion book to build. I'm thinking I want to put all of them in the 16 by 9 format. I really like it, and it's a lot of fun, and it gives me a ton of canvas to build on. Nothing feels cramped. And this is for an adventure. Like once I actually get into just like supplements, like I said, supplements are just basically alphabetical lists of ideas. And it doesn't really matter how many pages these ideas spill across. It's aesthetically pleasing if you can encapsulate an idea inside of one column or one page. But when it's a list of feats, you're just gonna have those like feats spilling across from page to page until you have all the feats. Or if it's spells, you're gonna endeavor to have each spell on one page. But you can just have them just run alphabetically for however many pages that you need. And you don't have to worry about a lot of structure. Just does it fit on the page or doesn't it? And if there's a gap left over, you open up that space for illustrations. So it's super easy to do any kind of supplement other than adventures. I've never done an adventure before. And whoo boy, they're bears. It's that you have to have, like, if you want to have a well-built product, whatever it is that you're talking about has to be on the page that you're talking about it. Like all the description, like the map, the description, and the enemies in a room have to be on that page. I can't have it spilling across multiple pages. You can go back 2 pages to see what the map was like and then go forward again. You want to have all that information consolidated on one page so that you're making it easy for the game master to run your adventure. So there's a lot more going on with this piece, and I love that the first book that I made in this 16 by 9 format is the most difficult thing to make to format. So that means that everything moving forward is just going to be a hell of a lot easier. I'm excited. I'm legitimately excited. I'm getting really revved up over martial powers, giving all the martial characters in D&D a mana resource the same as casters get, and that all the classes have a. I gotta arrange myself in my seat. And we all have every character has either spells or powers that they prepare. just like the full casters do. So in D&D, there's the martial divide, the spellcaster martial divide, which is where spellcasters with their spell books and their prayer beads and all that stuff have massive amounts of options that they can choose from. Whenever they take a rest, when they finish the rest, they can switch out some of the spells that they have selected and use those in game. While martials generally don't have prepared options, they're static. So it's being static that creates the divide. If martials had things that they could prepare on a daily, then they would be able to be flexible and be able to adapt to the situation the same as spellcasters could. And that's the real divide, is that flexibility to prepare for what you're going to be encountering. Martials they're the same all the time, underwater, out in space, across the desert. Swords be swinging, and that's all you got going on, and that's all that D&D gives them currently. So we want to open that space back up, and return to the glory of 3rd edition, where the martial characters had a massive variety of options to prepare and to select from, to spend their mana resource onto channel. So that's really the crown jewel in the color mana spell point variant rule system that I've built for 5e. The actual spell casting side of it and using color mana from Magic the Gathering, it works fantastic, and I'm super proud of that. But the real treasure is to be able to pick that up and provide it for all the classes, any class that comes down the road in the 5e game engine, to make use of that tool. So very, very proud of that. I mean, it's pretty radical. It's basically we have to rebuild all the classes. Like, you could just strap on a mana system and say, here you go, no changes necessary. But if you really want to lean into it, we rebuilt all the classes to assume that everyone, no matter what their multi-class or single-class combination is, will have a mana resource, so you can use that for all sorts of stuff. We don't have the book yet, but like, for example, a further expansion, once Martial Powers publishes, is to give the different races and species, like elves can have racial features that require mana to use. Like you get spell, like some races get spell casting. I don't have to give you a free casting of that spell. I can allow you to just use the mana pool that you have starting at level 1 to use that spell, for instance. Or like Dragonborn, Breathing Fire, we could expend mana for the Dragonborn to be able to breathe as often as you're willing to spend mana for it, or ramp up the damage that your breath weapon can do. These are flexible options that become available once everyone is utilizing the same resource. And the only reason they don't is because of tradition. So Wizards is trying to remain appealing to the old school Renaissance folks by keeping the differences in structure between different classes, and it makes it difficult to make them equally complicated or have as many design decisions for the players to make because of the different types of ways that they're built, which I think is a shortcoming. So luckily, I'm able to publish content as I please, and I can use the IPs that Wizards has for D&D to demonstrate these principles. So I'm pretty excited. Plus, I love Magic the Gathering. It's super fun. I'm more of, I guess I'm kind of because I don't actually play Magic the Gathering because I don't have the time for it. But I love it. I love the mechanics of it. I love the lore. The in-game lore, not the Universes Beyond stuff, because that's technically, like, Universes Beyond is incorporating other companies' IPs and translating them into Magic the Gathering cards. And that's kind of like sports. You know, sports is the opposite of narrative, as Rick Sanchez would say. And that it's just reporting the events that occurred. And similarly, universes like converting Spider-Man into Magic the Gathering. That's not creating your own lore. That's just taking established tropes of that genre or of that IP and translating those moments and characters into the color Magic paradigm. It's not actually developing any kind of lore or narrative at all. It's the opposite of it. Or the inverse is actually probably the better way of stating that. There we go. Yeah, let's keep this edge. So we're filling in this darkness here. So we have the samples that we're using are the Spectre for where the flesh or the interior of this Spectral Knight would be, and then the Wraith where the external or the armored parts of the Wraith are, the Spectral Knight are at. So I'm combining these two types of undead into a single undead. And so I'm trying to do this dark shadow converting into radiance. See how that goes. But I'm just trying to establish these shapes, and then I'm going to end up probably like wafting like little wafts of shadow between each other. But I'm not there yet. So I want to make sure I get this in. We're going to use the spectral radiance for the filigree on the armor, and then we'll have shadow and radiance kind of commingling themselves across this creature. So far so good. We're doing so far so good. We're going to take this and bring that into here. I like to manually fill things in. I generally avoid fill buttons unless it's just blatant blocks, like large blocks. I'll do a fill function where just paint can just fills it in. I'll do that with large block. Like if I had a massive square here that's all going to be a uniform color. Yeah, I'll just click to fill that in. But when it's little intricate shapes like this and details, I like to come through and manually do them. It's always so when you're learning to be an artist, there's two things, well, maybe more than two things. There's a number of different things that you're learning how to control as an artist when you're, say, learning to paint or sculpt or whatever. I know painting, so we'll stick with that, and since it's relevant to what I'm doing, here we go. And one of the skills is eye-hand coordination to make sure that the curve that you want is the curve that you get. That you make a circle. That's not a perfect circle. I'm still training, but I also just did that on the fly. It's not like I tried to make a circle there. It's just I just spat one out, and it was okay, right? So getting better at making your lines and your shapes do what you imagine they're supposed to do. That's being precise in your coordinated arm movement and your hand gesturing to lay down color, pixels, line, whatever medium you're using, to make it land the way that you expect it to land. And then there's also the skill of visualizing, like how am I going to accurately portray whatever it is that I'm producing. Like this is armor that I'm creating. If I've never made armor before, even if I can make the pen go exactly where I want to in the shape that I want with the curve that I want, I don't know what fucking armor looks like because I've never made armor, so I don't know what I need to make until I start making it and figuring it out. So those are like the two major components of art is being able to accurately visualize what it is that you want to illustrate, and then having the technical skill to actually reproduce those gestures, those brush strokes, that texture. That's the technical side of it. And they're both very difficult skills to train in, and you're training both of them at the same time, which does things to your brain. Hey. I need to turn that down a little bit. I'm using my tablet today because my phone is dead, so I'm using my timer on my tablet instead. And it's the same alarm, different volume. But I have an alarm go off every 20 minutes to make sure I'm not stuck inside of what's the word I'm looking for? Trapped in an eddy, you know, so I can continue to flow through the river of what creating this piece is. I don't get caught up in any eddies or pools that keep me trapped. So if I get into a conversation and I'm just kind of pontificating, and I've actually ran out of new points of conversation to that subject, then the timer gives me a chance to snap out of my reverie and get onto another subject. And when I'm actually producing, like if I'm ultra grinding details that don't necessarily need to be ground, the alarm helps pull me out of that as well, to make sure that I keep moving forward with the piece. Now, I mean, granted, if where I'm at in the piece is like, yeah, I got to grind this, then sure, I'm going to grind. But it's a chance for me to check myself, to see where I'm at. It's just a quick self audit. Yeah, I softened that edge a little bit. I wanted to curve it out a little bit. I want to keep the sharper angle edge here towards the camera, but since it's at an angle and it's receding away, I want to flatten that angle out a little bit. To help complement the angle of curve of the armor's shape. So it's hollow, so we're just doing the rim, and it's going to be filled with radiance, and then that radiance is going to be like flaring up out of it like a flame, like a flaming skull, like the Spectre next door. So far, so good. It's a little meticulous. It takes time, and I only work on. So these are my morning projects, right? So Monday through Friday in the morning we do artwork, and then we do on camera on Mondays and Thursday nights, and Saturday mornings we do game design, building the books that we'll eventually illustrate, or if playtesting is needed, building out the campaign or the adventure or the scenarios, encounters, etc. That will be used to playtest. Like the Spelljammer Eberron Mecha Kaiju Asteroid Belt Bastion campaign that I'm currently designing on Mondays and Thursday nights. That's playtesting both the Bastion mechanics that we've been developing here on stream for the past year, and it playtests the Mecha Kaiju rules that we had created for Spelljammer, but didn't lean into. They're just in there as like, by the way, here's pieces of information about, you know, how to build giant creatures and stuff like that. Like, it doesn't spell out. It provides all the mechanics for building massive creatures without creating a book about making massive creatures. You see what I'm saying? It's like the information's there, but that wasn't. There's no how-to guide. So now we're creating a how-to guide on creating mecha and kaiju. So we have to run a campaign using mecha and kaiju to make sure the shit works properly. I know it does because it's just part of Spelljammer and I've already utilized it before. But more playtesting is good. So it's an excuse for me to build to build a campaign. And a lot of folks on my Discord like Spelljammer anyway. So this is an opportunity for them to participate in one of my games if they're interested. And I'm trying to build a stable crew of 4 players that I'll be able to have reliably show up each week so we can actually like run an actual campaign. And then I'll leave a guest seat open in case somebody wants to step in for the session and just kick around with us. So far so good, right? Let's add in another. I'm just leaving that black because of the fire flare that's going to be coming out of it. But now that we're getting down to these lower areas where the like quote unquote ribs are at, I want to start lining this here and then using the same fade effect So I put in a separate layer so I can erase, but I can't erase the collar that we just made, because I'm going to use this to blend in to create that sort of wispy shadow armor effect. And that helps create the sort of rib effect that we're going for, without having to be psychotic about the details. So I'm making a separate layer for each rib. I want to curve this in. We're going to get rid of the line art once we have all this coloring in. So we can mold it to actually be more rib-like by cutting in folds and stuff like that. This is working out just fine. It takes time, but, you know, slow art. If I wanted it fast, I'd just press a button. There we go. I want to really say thank you to all the new folks that have been checking out the channel. It's really rewarding to get likes and subscribers and stuff like that, or people buying books. Like money and likes and subscribers is a numerical system that goes up. So if you're keeping score, those are good scorekeepers, and having more people subscribing to the channel just to watch what it is that I got going on here and listen to what I'm talking about is very fulfilling and very rewarding, and I don't ever want to take that for granted, and I just want to say thank you. So yeah, so I'm going to do this no matter what, whether people tag in with me or not. It's something I'm going to do because I started doing this stuff to hold myself accountable, make sure I get shit done. The stuff that I say I'm going to get done, I get done. And if I keep showing up and basically, like, you know, ratting my own self out each day, I guarantees that I'm getting something done every day. And when I run out of things to do, we publish the book. So it's a slow march forward through time to completing the pieces, to integrating them all into the book to get the thing published. Off screen, I work on less exciting stuff, like pushing text around a page, or rearranging the way something reads, or like creating hyperlinks to jump from location to location inside of the document. Right now what I'm doing is I'm adding circles and numbers to the different maps that are all throughout the adventure. I'm labeling the maps, and with that, like taking out different pieces of terrain and like making a little sidebar of like a key, like a map key of like this square here represents tainted water. And so when you see something that looks like this, that's tainted water. And I put that on the side, you know, next to the map as part of the map key. And then the circles with numbers in them is for the different locations in the map that have unique descriptions provided inside the adventure. Because this is how adventures work. This is how published adventures work. If you're making your own adventure, you don't necessarily have to number and label stuff, because you made the thing, you probably remember what's going to be there. But when you're creating something for other people that didn't create the thing, they won't remember what's there until they become far more intimate with the material. So you got to provide all those details because you're providing something for them to run. We had I've ran this for it was like 5 different groups, and then we had 2 other DMs running it as well. So it's pretty well tested. We've made a ton of revisions over the testing, and And so I'm really happy to where it's ended up. I'm really leaning on my elbows today. I'm going to zoom in a little bit so I don't have to lean on my elbows so hard. There we go. That feels better. That feels pretty good. I like that. Let's make another layer. I love that thick, fuzzy bass in this song. It's like the bass is growling at you. You hear that fuzz? Oh, it's so good. It's just it has like a physical pleasantness to it. I should put that on the Bose. We have a Bose speaker system on our TV, and I bet that would be exquisite. I do not have my computer set up to connect to my TV. I am fearful of Cylons, so I never integrate all of my computer systems together. Yeah, that looks pretty good. I like how this is coming along. Now, the wraith that we're framing this off of, it has all of this shredded, like upside down, like leafing away, like disintegrating. I want to incorporate that into the armored portions of this, but I want to create the we'll eventually add in flex like this or something. I don't know what it is we're gonna do. We're gonna do it. But that's something I'm keeping in mind.
Hey, what's up? Yeah, I'm definitely interested to see where you go with this.
Totes, we goats. Let's go over here. Oops. Yeah, this is, I'll be honest with you, a lot of the times, I don't know what I'm going to paint. I've made this joke before, but my actual art, when I started seeing AI, it just made sense to me because I create art the same way that AI does. I have an idea of what I want to do, but I don't visualize it. Like I don't have a visual image of what this creature is going to be. I have an idea of I want a spectral creature with wraith armor and a weapon and a menacing. That's my prompt. And from there, I just start doodling until I have a shape that I like that matches the type of pose that I want. And then I delve into it a little bit further and start creating the color language and the lighting. I don't have it visualized. I'm not just copying what's in my head like if I was looking at a photo or something. I'm allowing it to create itself. And I have no idea what it's actually going to end. Like when I start this piece, I have an idea of what it's going to be, but I don't know how I'm going to do it or what any of the specifics are, right? So I have a prompt. And as we go through the art, the autonomic nature of just letting my pen do what my pen wants to do ends up with something that is the description of what I had requested. And obviously, once I start seeing where it's going, I can start inserting my free will into it and utilizing my skill to sculpt it the way that I want. But the initial process is always the same of I don't actually know what this is going to look like until it starts to take shape. I don't have any commitment to what it's supposed to be, which allows me the flexibility of being able to change and adapt it as it progresses to have new ideas. But AI is kind of the same way. You have the prompt, and then it starts to kind of diffuse in and clarify details, and further clarify until it snaps into pixel perfection. And here's the image that we came up with. But it doesn't understand the components that are in that piece, so it can't really change. You can't say, yeah, change that. Well, maybe. I mean, eventually we're going to be able to probably. So this is a very dated statement that I'm making. But currently you can't say, yeah, I want some of those books on the bookshelf to blah blah blah. The program might not know that there's books on a bookshelf in the illustration. It's just using keywords from your description and finding image references utilizing those keywords. It doesn't understand book. It knows when I say book, here's a shitload of images, but it doesn't actually understand that. It's just pulling from the catalog. And that will definitely change in time. But for now, that editing process is limited. I think once you can have like a legit conversation with the tools, then it's going to be useful AI because it's going to start understanding context. I think that's what's lacking right now. Maybe the more advanced shit is capable of understanding and utilizing context. But I believe that's the missing element, that the uncanny divide, as it were, between humans and machines right now is the utilization of context. Hey, what's up?
Should say generally, when I sit down to draw, I have no idea what I'm going to. There you go. I have it right, exactly. Yeah. And I put in a few lines and whatever it reminds me of. Definitely, exactly. Exactly. Because of course, sometimes you have a specific, like the archer. Like I know I want to have an archer, and I know it needs to fit inside this space, but I don't necessarily know what that archer is going to be doing, what kind of a creature it is, what it's equipped with, what it's wearing. Like none of that shit. I'm not thinking about any of that stuff unless I specifically have an orders like, yeah, I need a soldier with this type of armor. That's an archer. Well, then that's just a constraint on the creativity that gives it a parameter to build with. But I totally get your drive. I totally get what you're saying. This boat scene I'm drawing right now, it have no idea what I was doing when I draw it until half. Exactly. And that's what's so fun about it. Like AI does that, it basically does the same thing for you, right? I need an interior scene of a boat with a captain or something like that. And it's you don't know what you're going to get, but when it's AI that's doing it for you, it's like, oh, that's the random thing that it came up with. Okay. But when you're doing it yourself, it's like you're discovering your own imagination. It's a trip. It's a journey, It's a journey through your own psyche and your own awareness and your own presumptions, and you learn about yourself while you're producing the art. And somebody that's hiring an artist to create art for them doesn't go through that journey. You're just handing them the final piece. So generally the industry standard is if you're not making the piece yourself, it doesn't matter if a person or a machine hands you the result, your emotional response is going to be the same. Oh, that looks cool. If you're commissioning somebody to like make your character, it actually changes because you're hiring that artist to make not only to be able to depict the prompts that you're providing for what your character is, but you're creating an emotional connection with whomever it is that you've commissioned to make that art for you, because you have to get, like, you can't, not yet anyway, we'll be able to, eventually AI will be able to do this, sure, but like to be able to create like that energy or that feeling or that life or that love that the commissioner has for their character can be found in conversation with the artist to get the vibe of what your patron is feeling. Like, this is what this character means to me, and you can pull that feeling into the piece for them. So there's a much deeper emotional connection, which is why people are, I think right now, still willing to pay humans to make art for them, because they want that emotional connection or somebody else understanding what this character or this scene or whatever this thing is, what it means to them. They can convey that emotion and have somebody else acknowledge that emotion by reflecting it back to them in an illustration that matches the feeling that they have about this thing. And that's amazing. That is a service. So if you're into commissioning people and you're like, why would I do that? If you're just looking from a production perspective of, I just need to fill spaces in a bookend, then yeah, go ahead, do your AI. That's fine. If that feels ethical to you and that's how you want to build your books or whatever it is that you're doing, then do it. It's a tool available to you, and it might be the only way for you to be able to achieve what you want. I'm not going to shame you over that. But you have to understand what the difference is. Like, why would people commission art? It's because they want an emotional connection. You can't get that from the AI because there's no learning, there's no discovery, there's no understanding, there's no connection. It's just rendering. If AI, so as an artist, if AI, hold on, let me catch up. You hear all these advanced professional artists talk about how drawing from imagination is the ultimate ability. I'm like, really? It depends on where you're coming from the art. If you start in on learning art and reproducing things, like to render what you see into being, like we don't need a photocopier anymore. We have photography, we have AI. We can machinery can help us render reality. It's dreaming up the worlds. It's dreaming up the people. It's dreaming up the events. That's the art of it. So some, like, quote unquote artists come from the technical side of just rendering details and then learning how to render their imagination, while other artists start off with I'm gonna doodle something and just wish it into being, and goes through this process that we're talking about here, Dev. You get that. I'm just talking to the audience out there. The fourth wall. All right, let's keep filling this in. I'm liking this effect. This is a good place to start, and I think having like the shadow wisps, like the flaking shadows, I think are going to make for interesting. Like I could have straps here, right? But those straps could be like waft shadow that's breaking apart. So like I could do this with the armor to be able to create different effects. I just wanted to have these these significant plates. I like this already, like doing stuff like that. And then if I have like the radiance in here doing the filigree on this, I can have those bleed into each other like that. Like that could be super fucking cool. This is what I'm imagining happening. So I don't know the specifics of it yet. It's going to be like where would logically a strap be on this? Well, probably here and like here. Okay, great. Those are my points of reference. Like we get the gist of where things, like the landmarks of the piece, where they're supposed to be, and that allows us to then fill in the details from there. Hey, what's up? LARP, LARP. But it's fun. There's all sorts of artists of different caliber that kick through here, and these are ideas that maybe some of them haven't thought about yet, or feel, but haven't found a way to put words to them yet. And maybe this will help them find that connection. Okay, so I'm an old man. I'm 50. My doctor has told me to go get a colonoscopy, which means they're gonna snake a camera up my ass, and if they find anything weird up there, they're gonna snip it. And so that involves a massive amount of laxatives. It is 36 hours of laxatives before going into the surgery or the procedure to snake a camera up my ass. I don't blame them. They don't want to get shat on while they're trying to help me out. That totally fair. So they make you completely just hoover out your own system to completely drain all of your bowels of anything that could possibly, make this less appealing for them to do the work that needs to be done. So that means I'm going to begin taking in a caustic brew starting at 4 o'clock today. And I'm going to continue taking caustic brew through 9 o'clock tomorrow morning. It is going to be a long ride on the toilet. And it's expected for me to have many visits over the course of those 36. No, it's not 36 hours. It's from 4 p.m. today until 9 a.m. tomorrow. So 24 hours, 19 hours of dread. I don't even know how I'm going to sleep tonight. Like I'm supposed to drink 228 milliliters of Miralax tonight, and then another 117 tomorrow morning, including laxative pills on top of that. Like I get to pop laxative pills and then chase it with Miralax, and I also have to take like these infant drops, these infant laxative drops. I don't know why I have to take that as well. So I have to take 3 different types of laxatives over the course of a 19-hour period of time. And that starts at 4 o'clock, and it says it could take a couple hours for the stuff to kick in. And normally on a Thursday night, I would be doing game design starting like around 6 o'clock, 6:30. Well, 6:30, let's be realistic. Starting around 6:30. Well, that's probably about the time that I start becoming Rolling Thunder. So I am so sad that I do not get to stream tonight. And I'm not going to be able to stream tomorrow morning either, because I'm going to be shitting my brains out probably. I don't even know if I'm going to get any sleep tonight, honestly. I could be up all night just shitting myself. And the things we do to prevent the hidden death from taking us over inside, I have to do it. Because my dad had colon issues, and it eventually turned into lung and brain cancer because he never had, a camera up his ass. So don't do what Donnie Don't does. Take the camera up the ass, find out if there's anything in there that's going to kill you, and get rid of it. It's very preventable. You just got to be willing to have a camera up your ass. So that's what I'm doing on Friday, which means I will not be here tonight because I'm going to be riding the lightning all night. Well, riding the toilet all night. And then I won't be on stream tomorrow morning either because, again, I've got to start taking laxatives again at 7:30. And I don't even know if I've gotten any sleep. So, all right, we're going to keep pushing forward here. So anyway, my week is disrupted, which I hate. I love doing game design streams. But alas, the things have to be done to keep me alive. So I'm going to go stay alive tonight. And tomorrow morning I won't be on. But I will be back on Saturday morning. So I'll be back on. We're going to continue working through we're converting the Faerun subclasses that just got released by Wizards of the Coast. We're converting those into the color mana paradigm. Again, you don't technically have to do anything to change character classes when using a spell point system, but the character classes aren't designed for spell point system. They're designed for spell slots or nothing at all. And so we're converting all the martial classes into a mana system, which means we need to look at the power systems that they use and the resources that they gain when they're subclasses and other things that they get. And we have to recalibrate those things to remain balanced with each other, because mana is the great equalizer. So we'll be doing that on Saturday morning, and then we'll be back doing more Spelljammer Kaiju stuff on Monday night. And so we'll have to skip game design tonight and artwork tomorrow morning, and then carry on from there. Hey, what's up? My nurse said sugar-free gummy bears, with the exception of red ones, count as liquid. No shit. Thanks, nurse wife. There must be something. I don't know nothing about Know Nothing, Def, but I gotta say nurse wife must be fun. I know if I had a nurse wife, I would use that language regularly. But yeah, thanks for the tip. Stay away from the red ones. I don't see color, so I'll have to ask a clerk for help. But I've got a bunch of chicken broth and a shitload of Gatorade, and I'm into intermittent fasting. So I don't have. I've gone 5 days in July 2022 when I was losing all of my. I was originally 311 pounds when I started losing weight, and I dropped down to 196. And I've climbed up and sit pretty comfortably with being a low sports activity kind of guy, sitting like around 205 to 210 pounds at 6 foot tall. Feels about right for a heavy framed Phil. So, but during that process of losing 100 pounds, in July of, I think it was 2022, July of 2022, I ate 5 times that month. I had on each Saturday of that, I think there was 5 Saturdays that month, but basically I would only eat on Saturday, and I would only eat 1,000 calories on Saturday, but it could be whatever I wanted. So I lost 30 pounds that month. It was a massive drop for me. So I have no problem and going for a day and a half without food. I had last night at 6 o'clock was the last time I had any food. And technically that was Gatorade. Technically I stopped eating food yesterday at I want to say noon. Yeah, I had my noon meal of steak and eggs. Yum. And that's the last time I've eaten. Since then I've had some Gatorade, which is sugary water. So it didn't allow me to go into I can't remember the word. There's a specific word, ketosis. Yeah, I should be entering ketosis by getting into ketosis around now, but I was having Gatorade last night, so that kicked off the insulin, which prevented the liver gear shift. But again, anyway, Thanks for the tip though. Gummies are. What I really love are orange slices. Haribo orange slices are just like the fucking bee's knees to me. Yeah, these are all good. Okay, and I have a bunch of separate layers here for these different ribs, but I'm going to keep up with that and add in one more layer to build out the base down here. It's interesting that red and purple matter, but like orange doesn't. I don't trust that. I feel like orange should be a forbidden color. It stains the interior. When you get a colonoscopy, they're looking for polyps, like little pimples in your digestive tract. And if they find them, they become cancerous and they kill you. So if you snip them, you can go like a little lamprey device and snip them out. And if you do, it gets rid of the cancer. So you want to go and have your tubes cleaned every now and again, as it were. But the purple and red dyes in food coloring apparently stain the interior of those digestive tracts. So it becomes difficult for them to see the polyps. Like they're like little pimples, right? Like imagine if your skin was all pimple colored, how difficult it would be to find pimples. What's up? Oh, yeah, Jello. Yeah, no kidding, right? Nah, I'm just going to go with my Gatorade. I'll just starve myself for a few days. It'll make me really appreciate the meal that I have. The procedure is actually at from 1:30 till 3:30 on Friday. So when I'm out of that, it's getting close to dinner time. So I don't know what I'm going to eat yet, but I'm thinking about it. It's all I'll be thinking about. Once the hunger starts kicking in, all I'll be thinking about is what meal do I want to have when this finally ends. That's how I get through most of my fasting. A radical appreciation of tasty food. I think this rib, this lower portion here, I think it's a little bit. Maybe it is right. Hold on. Yeah, it's pretty good. I was thinking it was a little bit too deep of a dip, but feels right. So I'm gonna let it sit. Actually, I can flatten that out a little bit. So we will obviously not finish this piece today. Where are we at right now anyway? 7:20. Yeah, I got about 30 minutes left. I'm going to go ahead and reset my clock. It was going to go off in a few minutes. I'm just going to go ahead and reset it now. It's 7:27 here in Seattle. I'm giving myself 20 minutes left. I'm going to take a sip since we're thinking about it. I've got 20 minutes left this morning. We're going to put this piece on pause for the weekend. And since I won't be here tomorrow morning, we'll get back into this on Monday morning. And we'll be back online Saturday morning to continue game design. And then we'll be back on Monday night to do game design, Monday through Friday artwork, Monday through Thursday like normal. my mecca to downtown central office for my day job. I have a once a month mecca that I make down there to do corporate stuff and meetings and things like that. And so that's going to be on Wednesday the 17th this month. So I think what I'm going to do is make a video and then have it publish on the 17th. So this is my first effort in creating a published scheduled video to run as I do Monster Week each. Pointy Hat and Jenny D host Monster Week, and I've participated in that twice so far. And those are that and some walkthrough videos are the only pre-recorded content I've ever done. I've been doing streaming for years, but very little organized, scripted, like actual videos. I do very, very few of those. But I want to change that. I feel that is like I can tell that I could grow and get into doing Kickstarters with an audience that appreciates my work if I start doing videos like that to basically pull more people in. Because live streams like this, surprising as it may sound, aren't the most popular things if you aren't an artist. I'm in this weird doing RPG illustrations, so I can talk about RPGs, which would be interesting to a wider audience than just artists. But the reason I'm doing it in the first place is because I have art to do. So it's kind of an interesting catch-22 for me. Let's add in another layer and let's work on this sternum. I think I want to leave this circle empty to have radiance coming out of it, but I'm not 100% convinced it's going to look right. So I'm okay with converting it into like a black opal or something. But for now, you know what? Fuck that. For now, I'm going to cover it over. That is the correct answer. Let's just block it in and let the muse sort it out. Hey, what's up? Nobody gives a shit about a random artist. Nobody's ever... Exactly. Well, I mean that's fate, isn't it? We have to demonstrate value to people that are looking for it when they're looking. That's the trick. So if I start doing, I mean, obviously I have lots of theories and philosophies about running games. I talk about it here on stream all the time. But you don't know when I'm going to do it. You don't know what the topic is going to be, and you don't know if you care. So it's me talking about stuff here is just basically just shooting the shit because I think it's a fun topic, and typically it's relevant to whatever it is that I'm building at the time. But if I were to distill and extract all those conversations into a video, then it becomes a video, essay, like an actual YouTuber. Like a dungeon tuber. I think that's what they call it now, a dungeon tuber. But if that was my focus and my intent, I could do that. It just hasn't been. So I want to change that. I think I want to start getting into that so I can start connecting with more people. So I think I want to do the tempo that I want is 1 a month. I don't want to be a weekly tuber. I want to gain some audience through my monthly tubes, and then just continue doing live streams like this. Because if they resonate with my ideas and my thoughts in general, then me doing artwork like this is like it's just us fucking hanging out. We're just shooting the shit, talking about whatever. So I think there's value and entertainment in that, but we got to get there. I think Twitch is where this sort of thing naturally occurs. I don't like Twitch. It doesn't resonate with me right. I'd rather just stay on YouTube. Which I might eventually, change my mind on, depending on how corporate I get and how long Twitch survives for. Okay, that's looking pretty good. This is gonna end up working
Okay, so that's where that's at. I think I can afford to bond all this together, but I don't want to get too. What I'm going to do is drop it all into a folder, and then duplicate that folder, and then merge it. So now it's just a single piece. Oops. There we go. And we eventually there's the line art, there's the initial layers, there's the combined layers. I'm going to leave it on the there. Let's get our hands back. So far, so good. It's coming along. I feel like I want to bring these in. Hold on. There, and okay, I can get rid of that. I want to bring these. I want to keep these. And here.
Text. DM layer have grown over the year, but it hasn't been that long, maybe a few years.
Yeah, I mean, you know, if you can have very fast growth in doing vlog essays, like design essays and shit like that. And I think it has a limited shelf life. Cut, paste that and this. I'm going to grab these things together. I think I want to bring them up. And maybe yeah, that was subtle, but I think that was necessary. I could bring these up a smidge there. Yeah, the vloggers that grow a large audience can start doing Kickstarters, and they just immediately succeed because people already believe in their design philosophies and they want to support them. So and it's going to be a few years before I'm going to get into Kickstarters anyway, because I suspect I'm going to be doing D&D stuff like Spelljammer, Magic the Gathering, Bastion mechanics. I'm going to be working those things probably through 2027. So I'm like 2 years away from actually considering doing Kickstarters, which means I've got 2 years of starting, hopefully, if everything pans out, to start creating videos on there we go. That's good. That's good. Separate layers. I'll have 2 years for me to start doing monthly videos to potentially build an audience, similarly build an audience, so that when I'm actually done with D&D content on the DMsGuild, I'll be able to start moving forth in Kickstarters and automatically be successful with them. So I wanted to take the time to build the audience so that I have, you know, a built-in fan base that will be interested in actively supporting the projects. We'll see how that pans out. Maybe that's my fate. Maybe it isn't. We'll see. We'll see how it all pans out. I'm leaning in again, which means I'm zoomed out too much. I need to zoom in a little bit so I can straighten up my posture. It's really important. I will hunch like crazy to see something instead of just zooming in to correct my posture. It's a bit of a problem I have. I acknowledge it. I can learn to control it in time. 1, 2, 3, 4. Go. And then we can, I want to actually make a separate layer. 1, 2, 3. That's not the right way to do this. Here, and here, and here, and here is correct. There we go. And like I don't have to have strong details on these hands, like this shadowy wispiness that we got going here. That's exactly what it should be. I love how it looks though. That negative space, using the highlights as negative space is really working out nicely. I'm really happy with how this is turning out. I'm gonna go up here like this, and we're gonna drop our sword in here into his grip. So I'm just kind of sculpting the shape of what that grip looks like here without having to worry about following through and fulfilling all of it, because it's gonna wrap around the pommel. I mean, the hilt. That's basically all I need for that hand. I love this. This is such a fun shape we found. This is what I'm talking about. Like, I didn't know I was going to do this, but I love how it looks. Like, I can just trust. I've been at this long enough now that I can generally just trust that whatever it is I decide to do, there's a way to make it look cool, and I'll just stumble into it. It's a complete process of discovery. Like, I don't know this is what I'm going to do. I just know that whatever it is that I end up doing is probably going to end up looking really cool. Once I get past the sketch stage, there's like a 95% chance that it's going to come to completion. Very rarely do I need to bail on a piece. It happens, but I can't remember the last time that it did. But I'm not so cocky to think that it won't happen. Like sometimes a composition is just a bad composition. You got to let it go. But the further in you get, and the more you work your medium, the better you get a feel for what sort of compositions work well for your style, and what can you end up building with. Oh, it's so fun. I love it. There we go. Oh, this is so cool. I love it. We're getting close to being out of time. I'm going to reset my clock here for 13 minutes, 14. We'll go, it's Eberron, let's go 13 minutes. So we got our 13 minutes left. That'll take us to 7:54, and then I got to cut for the day. Did our music stop? Looks like it did. Let's see if I can get some more music going here. There we go. There we go. Howdy, newcomers. Thanks for swinging through. Appreciate you guys checking this stuff out. Here's our grip over here, and I'm going to, let's find our sword. Whoop. See, look how well that just fits into its grip. That's fucking perfect. Oops, I can actually. Raise that up a smidge. Still in frame. Perfect. We're gonna end up making this. I think we're gonna go with Radiance, the Spectre Radiance versus the Wraith Shadow. I think I want to make the sword Radiant, but I think I want to make the hilt Shadow. So we'll see how that works out. I'm gonna have to put a lot of filigree into the plates here, so that, well, not so much on the pauldrons over here, but these what are these things called? Shit, I can't remember the word. I'm gonna think of it. Hold on, I'll find it. It's bracers. Thank you. That's not actually the word I'm looking for, but it's the only one I can think of right now, so we're gonna go with that. Ooh, good point. I need to curve that up and curve this in. To match this angle here. You see this angle here? I need to have that reflected here as well. So I have to bite into that frame a little bit. Get that straightened up. Good. Oops. Wrong layer, Kearney. There we go. Let's get back to where we once belonged.
I mean, how changing one line can make a piece look like trash.
Yeah, no kidding, right?
No kidding. It's ridiculous. But like when we were messing around with the 3-point perspective, or the crypt, the mausoleum that we're doing, the sarcophagus painting. We had to find that tilted angle for the horizon line to make the piece look right. Like there's like all these little subtle details that can just completely throw off the composition or completely lock it in. It's like the difference of like 8 degrees. That feels a little short on the grip. Where's my sword? Yeah. I need to build this out probably like this. Let's do that. Let's see if this ends up being okay. Definitely needed to get that. Hold on. Definitely need to get that curve in there. There. I think this is still going to work out okay. Yeah, it's tilting a little weird. Here. I'll get it. Hold on. I'll get it. Yeah, this should work. Again, I don't have to do crazy details. It just has to look right. So far, so good. Yeah. There we go. Too far down. Maybe actually what I can do
is let's do this. Let's shift the sword instead of the grip. I like where the grip is at, so let's go like this. Ha. And just skew it a snitch more. Now, actually, I'm going to rotate it a smidge. There. Okay, now it's really lining up. I'm pretty happy with that. The pommel is overextended. Or the the cross guard. I see text. Hold on.
Just a touch. If you tilt our right bracer down towards the ground to the right, it should line up with that a bit.
Here? You're thinking this should be tilted down a little bit more? I kind of like, see, you got this curled grip like this. Like that. This is what I'm going for. This sort of a grip. Down here. Like that. So if maybe what I actually would need to do, I don't think it's wrong. But it's not 100%. Let's take that. Actually, let's just take that, and I think I can just tilt this like that. I think that takes it to where it needs to be. But it's curling in. The fingers are curling in too much right now. Actually, that's actually not so bad. I think that's working out. Let's what the hell? Hold on. Where are you coming from, buddy? Right on. Get rid of that.
Hey, what's going on, Gabby? It's good to see you. Wrists in the right hand. It'll just be fine.
Yeah.
Hey, what's going on?
Oh. I think what might help here is. First off, merge down. I think what I actually want to do
Oops, not you. There. That is going to work.
Absolutely. Oh my God. Holy Hannah.
Let's see. Yeah, okay, that looks. I'm pretty happy. Oh, there's my timer. Well, how about that for timing? I gotta go to my day job. So this turned out really nicely. I am stoked. We're going to, when we come back next time, we're going to add in the helm. We're going to start doing the spectral radiant filigree in the armor along the pauldrons and the bracers. We'll make the spectral blade, and we'll do the shadow hilt and pommel and crossguard. And then we'll do the flaking shadow around the armor, and we'll make sure that the radiance for the specter is right, and then this piece will be done. So I suspect we're going to finish this one up. I'm not here tomorrow because of procedures. I have to do the thing, so I won't be here tomorrow. So that means we'll start again on Monday. I suspect we'll be done with this one on Tuesday. I sadly will not be here this evening because, again, colonoscopy. I'll be riding the throne all night with laxatives in preparation for the procedure. So AFK, and but I will be back on Saturday morning to continue working on the Color Mana Spell Point variant rules, converting the new Faerun subclasses into the color magic paradigm. I am stoked because we're getting the Artificer on Tuesday next week. That's when it officially drops to plebes like me that don't want to pay for a subscription to D&D Beyond. So once we get access to that, we will then, probably on Thursday night next week, we'll start converting the new official Artificer to the Spell Point variant rules that we have for the Color Mana system. I am really looking forward to that because I love what I've been seeing the Artificer is becoming. So I'm looking forward to leaning into that. We're going to rebuild the class scaffold to make sure it's compliant with the official 2024 rules, and then we'll have an opportunity to go back into the subclasses and make sure all the little details are aligning properly as well. So we're going to build that all out. I love Artificers. Sorcerers and Artificers are my two favorite classes. Absolutely love them. So we're going to give it a lot of respect. But yeah, that's it for now. I'm loving how this piece is coming along. I think this is going to end up being a lot of fun. And that's it for now, guys. So like, subscribe, bell icons. Check out my books down below. They all have free previews. They are chock full of my art and ideas. If you think they're cool, consider picking one up. Be welcome to join my Discord server to playtest this stuff. If you want to get involved, you're welcome to. And I'll see you guys. I'm out for the day. I'm out for tomorrow. So I'll be back on Saturday morning. And I hate having to leave, but I'm looking forward to coming back. So hopefully to see you guys there. Later. Bye.